Wesley Coonrod has been sentenced to 20 years in prison after he was found guilty Monday on 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter, felonies of the first degree, in the deaths of his sons, Thomas and Stephen. The jury found him not guilty on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated arson.
We, the jury, having been duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant, Wesley Coonrod Sr., not guilty of murder as he stands charged in count 2 of the indictment, signed by all 12 persons of the jury. Count 2, involuntary manslaughter, Thomas Coonrod. We, the jury, having been duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant, Wesley Coonrod Sr., guilty of involuntary manslaughter and first degree felony as he stands charged in count 2 of the indictment, signed by all 12 persons on the jury.
Following the reading of the verdicts and the dismissal of the jury, the court proceeded to sentencing. Felicia Elliott, the mother of Thomas and Stephen and Coonrod's ex-wife, wrote a victim impact statement, which was read prior to sentencing by Barb Shoemaker of the Highland County Victim Witness Program.
Today and for the rest of my life, I am mourning the loss of my 2 precious boys. Because of your irresponsibility, selfishness, and your lack of parental guidance, I will never be able to hold them, hug them, kiss them goodnight, or watch them grow into men. When the call came in, my 9-year-old couldn't understand. He asked, why them, as he cried. He asked, can I give them my heart, or if Jesus would take him instead of them? You didn't only take the lives of our boys, but you have destroyed the lives of my children. You have affected my family and yours. Our precious babies meant the world to your mom, brothers, sisters, as well as mine. Your mom can no longer look out the window and see them running to her door. You have destroyed so many lives forever. And why? Your Honor, I ask that since a guilty verdict has been rendered, that the defendant receive the maximum sentence. He should wake up and go to bed every day and think about what he did to myself, my children, and both our families. We have to live every day our lives without seeing their precious faces or hearing their little voices. He should have to sit in prison and fight for his life as my babies fought for theirs on that early morning of March 7, 2010. He stood there and did nothing. So as he screams out for mercy on his life, we should ignore his cries as he did theirs.
To this day, it's my belief that Mr. Coonrod has never taken any responsibility for any of his actions as it relates to the events back in 2010. 2 little boys, aged 3 and 4, lost their lives because of his inaction and his refusal to take any responsibility.
You know, Your Honor, I done lost both of my boys, and I ain't got no life. I mean, they wasn't my life. I suffer every day for my kids. I didn't do nothing to harm my kids. I would never do nothing to harm my kids. These accusations, I don't know. I couldn't get in to save my kids. And other people couldn't get in to save my kids. So I'm standing here before you, mercy at the court. I'm wondering, how am I guilty of anything? These people couldn't get in when I couldn't get in. I don't know. It's unbelievable. I'm just begging at the mercy of the court. I'm speechless. My ex-wife, she knows good and well that them kids was my life. And there wasn't nothing in this world I wouldn't do. I'd protect them any which way. But on that forgiving night, I couldn't protect them good enough. I couldn't save the sentence. That's all I've got to say.
You refuse to accept any responsibility for your children's deaths. Most parents, including myself, when children have been harmed, even if it was an accident, they blame themselves for not having foreseen that there was a risk there, or they didn't do a good enough job to educate them or to watch them. And I hear nothing from you other than the fact of how hard this is on you. I heard nothing in any of the testimony in the trial about the children suffering. It's case has been all about you. You and how you're suffering because your children died. Yet I've heard nothing about your children screaming during that fire. You failed in your duty to protect your children. The parent takes on a duty to not only to clothe and feed and house their children, but to protect them. Not only from others, but from themselves. Children experiment with things as they learn, and they do things that are dangerous, and it's up to you as the parent to see that. And in this case, you failed miserably in that. And I know I've heard you talk about the kids of your life, yet I've seen a lot of testimony and heard a lot of testimony that there was also a lot of beer in your life. You asked for a cigarette at the scene. I know you're the only one that said that didn't occur. It was your testimony of that against everyone else's testimony. And none of those people had any reason whatsoever to lie. They all tried to save your kids. They all were very difficult, worked very hard, and some of them risked their lives. They did everything that they could. It appears in court you did nothing that you could. The court finds that this is the worst form of the offense. The two young boys having died in this fire, and therefore it's a judgment order of the court that you be sentenced on the first count of involuntary manslaughter to a term of 10 years in Correctional Reception Center at 480 Ohio. On count 2, you're hereby sentenced to 10 years in Correctional Reception Center at 480 Ohio. Those terms are run consecutively to one another for a total of 20 years.
Obviously, we still feel that he set the fire. After talking to the jury and understanding where they come from, it's a verdict that we can accept and we understand. From day one, our focus in this case has been to do justice for Thomas and Stephen. I believe that's been accomplished. I know that Felicia feels that way. And that's been the crux of this one from day one, is little Thomas and Stephen.
I'm happy that some justice was served, and God will serve the rest of the justice when his day comes. He didn't do anything to save them. If he loved his kids, I know I would have died in that apartment. I wouldn't have been living here to say how much I did to save them. I'd have been dead with them. And we all suffer the repercussions, not just me or him, my family, his family, my kids, his kids. Nobody wins, but justice has been served. So I am happy that we did get a guilty verdict on something. Maybe not murder, I wanted murder, but I'm happy with what we got. My kids missed out on their whole life. Starting school, potty training, everything. When I let the kids live with him, I thought I was doing what was best for my kids as a mother. And now I regret that every day of my life.